and welcome to another episode of Two Gold Diggers. I'm Sonia Brown.
And I'm Lamika Weeks.
And oh my gosh, it seems like forever since we've talked to you guys. I am trusting and believing that everyone is doing well. Mm-hmm. I'm also confident that you are applying the 4 disciplines of execution that we discussed last month to your life. You are achieving those wildly important goals, no matter if they are personal or professional, and you are doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a great break. Well, I wouldn't say we had a break. We've been working.
Right. We have definitely been doing that. We've also been reading. So just like I'm trusting and believing that you're doing well, I am also confident that you have picked up April's read, which is Brian Tracy's No Excuses.
Yes.
And you have a highlighter because you're definitely going to need one for this book.
Yes, you're going to need one.
And if you're like me, you don't necessarily read the introductions to books. At least I don't. However, after I read the very first chapter of this book, I went back and I read the introduction. And I'm so glad I did because it sets the foundation for the book of No Excuses. I think we're all born with a vision. We all have plans, and God gives us a purpose for our life that we must fulfill.
Right.
We're supposed to do that, right? However, a lot of times, and I know you've heard this before, but the graveyards, the cemeteries, they're full of those aspirations. They're full of those dreams. They're full of those visions because we never carry forth and do what we need to do to achieve those goals.
Right.
Well, this book of No Excuses tells us what we need to do. Right. And in the introduction, you will learn that the first thing we've got to do is vote ourselves off the island.
Absolutely.
What island? I'm glad you asked. Because we often find ourselves on that island as well.
Yes.
But we get up every day and we will vote ourselves off the island. And it is the island of excuses.
Yes.
Now, who's on that island with you? Other people with excuses. And let me go, what do they do all day?
They just talk about the problems and they just want someone to agree with them. And so you just have to decide. I mean, even in taping this video today, I was like, oh my God, Sonia, I have so much going on. And she was like, oh no. And I'm like, wait a minute, aren't we reading the book about no excuses? I was like, I will get it together and we are going to record this video today.
Right.
So you, nothing in this book is new. We talk about the different things that you have to do to be successful, and you've heard them all. But the biggest thing that I say is education has to have application.
Right.
Doesn't matter how many of these books you read or anything, you have to do the work in order for you to see it get done. He even talks about in this book where he ran into a guy at a sales conference, and the guy kept saying, oh, your books only work, or your methods only work for a while.
Right.
And he said, well, tell me, what do you mean?
Yeah.
And the guy said, well, I was, top sales earner, and I was top of my class, and I was doing all these things, and then I changed jobs, and it didn't work. And he said, well, what did you do when you changed jobs?
Right.
And the guy was like, oh my God, I stopped, learning. I stopped doing the things that got me to being the top salesperson and those types of things. He was like, it wasn't you, it was me.
Right.
So you just have to realize that, it's nothing new. You just got to do it. You got to let go of the excuses and do what you need to do.
Exactly. So the first thing that you got to do is vote yourself off the island.
Yes.
And Lamika and I were joking this when I first came over. I said, you know what? You just got to get that toe in the water and you got to get out there. And she said, no, you have to jump in.
Yeah.
And she's so right. Nothing could be further from the truth. When it comes to your life, when it comes to your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, go for it.
You only got
Jump
one.
in. We only have one, right? And it's not a dress rehearsal, and that's
right.
another thing that Brian Tracy talks about in the first part of this book. It's not a dress rehearsal.
Right.
We have one life, and it's up to you to make the changes that you need to make in order to make it the life that you want
Absolutely.
to live. So again, we're confident that you've picked up the book.
Yes.
We are confident that you're enjoying it. What we're going to do is going forward for the next month or so, the book has 3 parts to it. What we will do is we will focus on a part of the book each week, and we'll come back and we'll discuss that. We'll continue to answer any questions that you may have. You know where to find us on our YouTube channel, as well as all of the social media outlets. If you have a question, comment, concern, something that you would like to see us address in an episode of Two Gold Diggers, feel free to reach out to us and let us know whatever that is, and we'll try to make sure that we incorporate that into the vision of giving you all everything that you need to be successful.
And we love your questions.
Yes.
Send us your questions. You know, like we said in the very beginning, we don't know everything.
Right.
We're not perfect at this. Like I said, I was on the island before we did this video, and I had to get myself off the island. I mean, no one's perfect.
Right.
You have every morning, I think of every morning as an opportunity for me to be a better Lamika.
Yes.
Not a better anybody else,
Right.
but just a better me. And
Right.
so in order for me to be a better me today, I had to get off the island.
Right.
And I might have to get back. I might have to get back home and get back off again, but
that's the point of it. That's the point of it. What you said earlier,
Yeah.
education without application is
Absolutely.
useless.
Absolutely.
And so we're learning ways on how to vote ourselves off the island and kick ourselves off the island and just jump in and swim.
Absolutely.
And so that's what we're doing. We want you to do the same thing, and we're confident that you will, and we're also confident that you will achieve all those goals that you set forth in life.
Right.
So when we see you again, we'll be discussing part 1. Remember, go get this book if you don't already have it. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. And it's an easy read. Sometimes self-help books and books like this can use words and sentences that are just like, huh? This is a very easy read, and it's one that I'm sure you will enjoy.
Or if you have a long commute, I do have the audiobook. You can definitely get the audiobook as well. So, sometimes, you have a lot of drive time or you're traveling or those types of things. The audio version is just as good. Just got to have your iPhone or something so you can take your notes.
Yes. Just get the book.
Yep.
Get the information that's in this book, and you're going to want to share it with others, and it will be a positive rippling effect of change, and that's what we want. So hit us up. I'm Sonia Brown.
I'm Lamika Weeks.
And until we see you again to discuss part 1 of Brian Tracy's No Excuses, bye-bye.
Peace.